Hey, this is Michelle, and I'm back with another You, Me, Same 3 collab with Tiff at Southern Gals Designs. And this month was her turn to pick out the 3 items, and she sent me a map and a letter C and a little tiny tag. She thought she was being nice. That's what she said. I'm going to be really nice this month. I don't think so. You guys let me know what you think, but I think she was trying to stump me, and I think she totally did, so good on her. But I actually think her cruise was kind of inspiration for this because it all kind of reminded me of a vacation. I thought that the map I would make into a suitcase, and then I thought the C kind of looked like a handle, and the little tag reminded me of a luggage tag. So that's what I'm aiming for. You guys can let me know if it kind of came about that way. Either way, I did use some that Strathsmore mixed media paper in toned tan, and it's really, really heavy paper. So just in case anyone was wondering, it's 184 pounds, so it's really good stuff. Anyhow, the C was way too big, so I'm going to cut that down so it's a little bit more like the suitcase size. So I'm just basically cutting it in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of Liquitex matte medium over top of it. And this is just so that when I put more products on top of it, it will kind of smudge and blend a little bit better and create shadows. So I am not that great at 3D or dimensional type things. My depth perception is horrible. Even like playing video games, I could play the old 2D games, but not the 3D. I can't make my character jump on top of blocks, so this is the best I could do. I just took a little bit of Tim Holtz Distress Stains, and that they're in Vintage Photo and Walnut Stain, but I just used Vintage Photo. I just used a little bit of water to spread it out, just to kind of make it a little bit more weathered looking, and then I was just showing you the difference between the two. I didn't want the white string on there, so I took some of my waxed linen thread in black. I thought it was a little bit sturdier, and I just tied that to the end of it. And I'm going to end up putting it on the C that I cut down over the handle, like a luggage tag. So I just looked up an old suitcase on my phone, and I'm using some Pitt Pens. And the colors I have are Caput Mortum, and the smaller one is dark sepia. And I decided to round the corners on the suitcase a little bit. And sometimes I'm a little bit particular, and I don't really need to be because, it is what it is. But so I used the darker color, and I tried to spread it a little bit, and then I added a little bit of water, and I did not like it, so I wiped it away. And then I decided to make a little bit more of a distinct line, and that was a little bit better. Just trying to make that like the top of the suitcase where the handle would go, or give the illusion of that, because it is, like I said, I'm not that great at it, but I think it passes in the end. So I'm just going around all the sides, and then using my paintbrush to kind of blend it out a little bit with some water. And I don't love it, but I do find something that I liked a lot better, and you'll see that in a minute. And I am sorry, but I'm going to warn you throughout this whole video, I'm like at a wonky angle and kind of a little out of frame sometimes, and I promise I wasn't drinking. I promise it was in the morning, but I don't know what was going on that day, but anyhow, so I decided to use, it's a Rembrandt soft pastel in, I believe it's burnt umber. Yes, burnt umber, but that did the trick. That created perfect. It was dark enough and it blended perfectly, and I think it worked a lot better than the other product I was trying. So then I'm just checking that out to see, and I decided it was still just a little bit too big. And then it's American Crafts black chalkboard paint. And I got it a long time ago from Target, from their like dollar bin. But it's super matte, and that's kind of what I wanted. Plus, when I first thought I was going to make this, I was going to use the C and use the chalkboard paint and write on it and write create with it. But I didn't know what to do with that little tag, so that threw it all off. So anyhow, that is a gold pen. It's a Deco Color Premium gold marker. And I'm just using that to kind of put like the little brass plates on the side, but this would be gold in this case. And again, I'm out of frame right there a little bit. Sorry about that. And I decided to fold the C back a little bit. I thought that looked a little bit more like a suitcase handle. So I just cut that a little bit shorter, and then I'm going to use the gold marker to make it look like the gold part that's attached to the suitcase. And I'm out of frame again. Like I said, I am so sorry. Usually I'm a little more conscious of where it is. And then I was trying to make the buckles, but it is really off center. So I was like, I'm just going to fold it together and then it'll be more centered properly. But it no longer looks like a buckle. I don't even know if it ever did, but either way, they're even. And I just, it's just the illusion of it. So I just kind of pull the line out a little bit more. And then I could not find a black pen while I was filming. So I had this little tiny one here, and I'm just making like it's a luggage tag. So I just wrote my name and then my country, USA. Country where I'm from. And then I just attached it to the handle, and I set that off to the side. And then this is something that I don't typically do. If I do use a stamp, I just use it for a background. But I wanted to use these. I wanted to use this ticket. That is the Stampers Anonymous Air Travel CMS 102 set. And I'm using some Ranger Archival Jet Black ink. And I just wanted to make like a couple of tickets just to put underneath the suitcase. And that's just gray cardstock. Really thin from like Michael's or something. So I just stamped those down. They're not perfect, and I'm okay with that because, like I said, this suitcase is going to go on top of it. So I just cut those out just with scissors. So that's kind of what I was thinking, is just layering it a little bit just to add a little bit more to the page. And that is Blick Heavy Body white paint. And I'm just putting it on and then kind of rubbing it out a little bit because I wanted it to be a little bit smoother, the background to be smoother. So I'm just softening it with a baby wipe. And then that is Master's Touch Ocean Blue. And I just sprayed it with a little bit of water. And then I'm using my brayer to spread the paint out a little bit. And then I'm going to use Master's Touch Pink. And I'm just showing you it real quick. That is Master's Touch Pink, and I'm going to do the same. It's kind of like a corally color or salmon color. And I'm just going to do the same thing, add a little bit of water to get it to move a little more. And then I'm just playing back and forth, getting the right amount that I want on there. And then that is Lindy's gang, or Lindy's stamp gang. It is the Starburst, so it has like the other colors that it's kind of iridescent. It is Tibetan poppy teal. And now I'm just using Liquitex Super Heavy Matte Gel to adhere the handle onto the suitcase. And then I decided to make a little, type up something to put. I wasn't sure where I wanted to put it, so I typed it twice, and I typed, "Once a year, go someplace you've never been." And that is a quote by the Dalai Lama. And I made it long, and then I also made a shorter one because I wasn't sure where I wanted to put it. And I did like it on the suitcase, so that's where I ended up putting it. And then I went and I took the plain tickets and I sewed down those just for the threads and the black to be in it for just a little contrast. And then that's just a paper towel. And I had that way back from November when I did a project. So I just wanted a little splash of color, and it kind of matched the orange in the map. So I backed my quote with that and used my Yoo-Hoo glue stick and just adhered it right on the suitcase. And then I wanted to use the little, first I thought I wanted to add a little bit more contrast. So that is the Rowney FW Pearlescent Black. And then I used a baby wipe to pull the ink up a little bit, because when it's not as dark, it shows the shimmer a little bit more. So, and I think I tried to show you, but I didn't do a very good job, or it didn't do a very good job of showing, but. And then those are Nupastels, and I believe that's peach, and it's like an aqua color, just to add a little bit more to the page. And then I wasn't sure. I wanted to put the little, like, compass, I guess that's what it's called. And I was going to sew around it. And so I was playing with that a little bit. And then I thought, no, I'm just going to put it right on the page. And I was making sure I had the north pointed up and the south pointed down. And that's why it took me a little bit to position it just right. So now I'm just going to use some more of the super heavy gel and put that on the plain tickets and adhere those down. And then I'm going to do the same with the suitcase. And if you've never used the super heavy matte gel, it is just the best. It holds down chipboard really well. It holds down any heavy, and it doesn't bubble or anything. So now I'm going to go back with the Rembrandt soft pastel and just kind of go around the page a little bit. I felt like it needed just a little bit more. And I'm not sure how I'm binding it. I don't know if you remember me saying that, but that's why there's the edge on it. So anyhow, there is my page. It's done. That's what I came up with. Please remember to check out Tiffany's, and would love any comments, and would love it if you subscribed. Thanks so much. Bye.